I'm trying to do is level people's playing fields who might not have had the advantages I've had in my career. And so I'm going to work that because that is my joy. It's my love. I spent an hour with the 8th grade of a charter school in St. Paul, Minnesota, who were all Somali refugees that America had moved to America to keep them from getting killed in all the insurrection in Somalia. One little boy had his hand up and I said, yes, because I was asking for questions. And he said, when did things get better for you? Now think about that question. It stopped me dead in my tracks, and I was able to just talk to this young man about things that I did at his age, what I learned, and what I felt was a way forward for anybody who is trying to figure out how to better themselves. My co-founder at GameStop and I have been talking about the book, obviously. And we could have been accused at GameStop of being excellent with continuous improvement because we were. But we should have been thinking change because we came in at the dawn of a new industry. We were the first software store in the world when our first store opened. And the things we did to start were right at the start. But 10 years later, every one of our kind of pillars of our business needed to be reevaluated, every single one of them. And all we were trying to do was be better, smarter, faster at what we were doing and continued to succeed. But we were missing the very large and important aspects of change. In life, there are good reasons and there are real reasons. I ended up having a good reason, and I'm not going to get into it any more than that. In one particular company I was involved with, I had a good reason for leaving, but it wasn't the real reason. And the real reason was I couldn't stand the tone at the top. And unfortunately, I'm at the top also. So that I was getting guilt by association, and I decided I didn't want to go into hand-to-hand combat with the other top leadership. So it was easier for me because I wasn't at all concerned about being able to find something to do because that's never been a problem for me. And I decided I will create a new situation for myself. And I had a good reason. Everybody believed it, and that's great. So, and I'll give you another lesson I learned along the way that helped me with that. My boss in the new situation, when I sat down, he said, look, I've been here for 3 months longer than you, and I've identified the areas that are weak. We need to make changes. And I see these few people as needed. We probably need to change them out, figure out what you think, and let me know. So one of them, I came to him and said, you are right. I need to fire her. She's clearly not going to be the person to get us to the next level. He said, great. I couldn't bring myself to fire her. Finally, 6 weeks later, after asking me half a dozen times, he said, you know what, would you like me to go ahead and do that for you? Maybe, yeah, if you do that, that'd be great. He said, super, I'll do it. He said, would you please send me Gary's next paycheck? What? He said, Gary, we do the stuff we like for free. We get paid to do the stuff we don't like. I'm not going to like it, but I'm going to get paid for it. Yeah, I'll just tell you, I have some real issues with the use of the word mentoring and corporations who, as part of their leadership and development, organizationally set up mentoring relationships. Now, I'm in favor of all that because it sounds good and it should be part of any leadership development. But there is a very large risk. I know from the other side of the table as a CEO of companies that had 25,000 or more employees, I have seen what bad things can happen if you use the word mentor. It's my belief that companies should not use the word mentor or mentee. It suggests a confidentiality, which is not true. It can't be true in a corporate environment, but it suggests things that can't be delivered. Hiring. What do you look for? One is energy level. Did they feel like they had energy? Do they feel like they're going to bring it every day to work? intellectual curiosity? Do they ask interesting questions? Do they wonder about things? Things like that. 3, and this is really important. I'll tell you why this is my most high aspiration. If I'm interviewing someone and I say, what's your end of the rainbow job? And if they'd say something like your job, I want your job. It's like, boom, you're hired, because I need someone with really high aspirations. And then the 4th, if I talk to someone and I don't feel like they're driven to win, that's fine, as long as I do feel that they will refuse to lose. And those are 2 very different thoughts. 13 people on my turnaround team at Kinko's are CEOs.
If you enjoy this podcast, please make sure to subscribe. And to stay updated on everything that the Action Catalyst is up to, make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Action Catalyst Podcast, and on Twitter at Catalyst_Action. And thanks for listening.